Okay, so week 1 is done. We're getting our fantasy talk, our studs and duds. I'll just hit it off right now. Anthony Richardson looked like what everyone wanted him, why they're drafting him in that QB1 elite tier with Mahomes, Allen, and Hurts. I mean, you saw what he's able to do with limited...
On 1st and 10, pressure's coming. Richardson slips. Now he's airing it out deep down the field for Pierce. Pierce, touchdown!
Had a couple really off-target passes, but one of the highlights was him stepping back, slipping, and then off his back foot planted, nailed it 60-plus yards for a touchdown. And in Fox River, I know ours is biased and high scoring, but he had, I'll tell you exactly, against Shane, 39.5. That is an incredible amount you want from your quarterback, especially in fantasy. I mean, you can just put him in and forget it. Whether he's had 2 touchdowns, what he can do on his legs, I mean, that's what they signed him for. That's what you want on your fantasy team. That's probably my stud of the week. Yours?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to go into duds real quick.
Yep, I like it. Go for your duds.
My fantasy duds, obviously, you had Marvin Harrison, 1 point. You had Drake London, 3 points. You had
there's a weird week.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think he had what? 2 points? 1 point, 3 points, 4 points maybe? Yeah, it was a pretty, and obviously, CMC didn't even play.
Yeah, 4 points, 3 receptions, 13 yards.
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points, 4.1.
Wow. Yeah, so I feel like there's a lot of time still left in fantasy. It's easy to panic.
Yeah.
I'm panicking a little bit with Drake London and that Falcons offense, but Kyle Pitts caught a touchdown, so that's got to be a sign for something good to come for Atlanta.
Yeah, Kirk looked a little iffy himself. For a guy coming off an Achilles injury and not playing a game for 11 months, I mean, what do you expect? He took one snap out of the under center, which kind of worries me, but that Pittsburgh rush is so underrated, and I think we just write off Pittsburgh because their quarterbacks and their offense, but that defense is what's been carrying them for years now, and you can definitely tell how effective Kirk was.
Yeah, and I guess we'll go into studs too. I honestly, even though they didn't put up a lot of points, I thought, these 2 guys played really well, and I feel like they have a lot more to show. Was Bijan Robinson and Breece Hall.
Let's go.
I thought they both played really well. They both looked explosive, even though Breece did fumble the ball once.
He scored though.
He did score. He looks good after the catch. Unfortunately, that game didn't really go into the Jets' favor. It was a tough defense as well too. But those 2 guys look good. They look like the future of running backs right there. And then also I'll go into my super stud of the week. I got to go Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Without Puka Nacua in the lineup and Cooper Kupp fully healthy,
20 targets.
He had 14 receptions, over 100 yards, and a touchdown. So you're going to continue to see Cooper Kupp produce in that Rams offense, especially without Puka. Look at what Puka did without Cooper Kupp in the lineup. Look what Cooper Kupp does when he's healthy, even with Puka. And then just look at what he does when he is healthy. Triple crown the year before. So
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, as long as he can stay healthy, Cooper Kupp's going to be putting up big numbers, 20 plus every week.
My hero, Jake Moody for the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
I went into Monday Night Football down 44 points. All I had left was Debo and Moody, and a fool's dream, and scraped it off by 0.8 points. The 49ers were moving it, but for some reason they couldn't get in the end zone besides that Debo and Mason touchdown, and they kept giving it to me. Had 2 50-yard field goals. They won me, and I thought I had no chance going in, but that's the fun of fantasy football. You never know what can happen. The projections don't mean anything. I've been saying that for years, and I was doubting myself Sunday morning saying I already lost. Will he have 26 points again? Probably not, but you never know. And it kind of goes back to what we were saying about kind of things to target is get those high scoring offenses, because I know some people are going to score on the crappier teams, but you want a piece of the Eagles, you want a piece of the Falcons, you want a piece of the Lions, you want a piece of the Chiefs, all those kind of guys, they're going to put up points week in and week out. You don't want a piece of the Panthers right now. You just fade everyone besides, gosh, I don't even know. I'd say fade everyone right now.
Johnson?
Yeah, he only had 2 receptions and like 11 yards or something like that. So we'll see what's going on. I guess, like I said, get the players on the highest scoring. Don't panic yet. Don't make trade unless you really have to. But I'm looking forward to week 2. And is there someone you're keen in on week 2? I know you mentioned Bijan and Breece Hall.
Yeah, I'm expecting a big week 2 from Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
I think Garrett Wilson in a matchup against Tennessee, it's not an easy matchup because Tennessee did not lose that game for the Titans last week. The offense did.
Yep.
They got good additions, especially the cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, so he's probably going to match up a lot with Garrett Wilson. But I'm expecting a bounce back game from the Jets. I'm expecting Garrett Wilson, to have a little bit more. He had 11 targets. But I'm expecting him to have a bigger game, maybe a touchdown this week. So
I saw some that Rodgers only threw to the left side, like he didn't target anything on the right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things they got to figure out on that offense. Yeah. But considering the fact that Aaron Rodgers, I thought he played well. I thought the times that he made throws, like they were insane throws.
Yep.
And also the defense, in my opinion, just did not play well at all. They got dominated with time of possession. There was a point where there was 8 minutes left in the first half, and the 49ers had it until 2 seconds left in the second quarter. And then they got the ball, and then they went on another 7-minute drive. Right. So the defense just could not stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass, and they just got dominated. So, and that's uncharacteristic of that Jets defense, and really not what we expected. So, I hope the Jets defense can bounce back in those Jets players.
Yeah, well, that's your bounce back player. I'm going to say the Bengals offense entirely. We saw Joe Burrow struggle, Jamar Chase on sync. T. Higgins probably won't play this week. I'm going to say they're playing the Chiefs. They're both going to bounce back. They're overhearing it, that Jamar Chase is getting paid, so he's not playing. Joe Burrow is overhearing about his wrist that's holding him back, and that they're not competitors anymore. They just got embarrassed against New England, what was supposed to be the worst team in the NFL, or one of them. They're both going to bounce back, so if you got those guys, fire them off, whether it's Dynasty, redraft, whatever it is, your DraftKings, fire them off. Very confident about them both. Before we close it out, sir, best of luck. We're getting a rematch of our championship from a year ago.
That's right.
In Chicken Fried Way. I have nothing to do with. I have Caleb Williams in, painted nails guy. We'll see if I keep with him, and then me and Nick are reface each other, Fox River Championship. So the best man win again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Pretty sure I'm gonna win this time.
Yeah, don't go off projections. Don't go off projections.
Hey, the projections are close.